Well, hi there, out there in video land. This is Father John, and it is my turn to offer this reflection and time with you for our Lenten mission at home as well as our groups of hope. And what we're going to do now is these next 3 weeks be looking at these wonderful Gospels that are part of the Scrutinies. There is what our RCIA folks will be going through in preparation and continued preparation for their reception of the sacraments at the Easter Vigil. So this weekend we have the woman at the well, and then next week the man born blind, and then finally the raising of Lazarus. And each one of us Holy Cross guys will be taking one of these topics. So I have the woman at the well, and this weekend Deacon Felipe will be preaching and leading us at Mass. And like I said, I will be doing this. The woman at the well, I think, is a great story, and it's one that I like very much because it's kind of a mini RCA all by itself. We have somebody, the woman at the well, being there as Jesus approaches, and at first he's just a man to her, and then she's sort of educated and brought along a bit. Then she sees him as a prophet, a holy man, and then finally she recognizes him as our Messiah. And I think it reminds me a bit of my own coming to Holy Cross. I remember one of my formators said that the reason that you come to Holy Cross is going to be very different than the reason why you stay in Holy Cross. And I was reflecting on that with the woman at the well. She came to the well to receive water, to have her thirst quenched, maybe use that water to wash clothes and things like that. But she came to that well for water. But the reason why she stayed at the well was because of Jesus Christ. She recognized him as her Messiah. And I think that's the way it is for a lot of us. The reason why we start into something that is a good thing, the reason why we then stay may be a different thing. And hopefully that is always for a very good reason. And as I kind of reflect again on the woman at the well, we want to ask ourselves, what is it that draws us to Jesus as the woman was called to be with him? And I think one thing, and it's a good Lenten issue and story, would be she recognized that her life was probably in disarray. Remember, Jesus pointed out to her that she didn't have a husband, right? She had 5 husbands, meaning that she was sort of a known sinner. And that's why she was at the well all by herself. Nobody else was with her because she was sort of cast aside by society because of the way she was living her life. She was cast aside because of her sinfulness. She confronted that sinfulness through her relationship with Jesus. And then she desired to sort of better herself and change things in her life and get things sort of in order. And again, that's a wonderful Lenten thing for all of us to do, to recognize our need for reconciliation, our need for change in our lives. And as we recognize that, we're going to necessarily become closer to Jesus and seek to live more as he lived, which was sin-free. We can't live that way, but we certainly can live in a better way. And Lent is a wonderful time to focus on that. So as we kind of move through this time, I encourage you to, maybe as an action item, to do an examination of conscience. That's where we prepare ourselves, usually for confession. But even if we don't go to confession, an examination of conscience is still a very good thing to do because it sort of forces us to look at our life and look at the areas that we can make some changes. And there are many acts of examination of consciences out there. I encourage you to go online and find one. One that I've used and enjoy is by Matthew Kelly. If you just Google Matthew Kelly, Examination of Conscience, that will come out and be there for you. It's a very simple one, and it's one that is easily done each night before one goes to bed. And as well, St. Ignatius has good ones out there too. So I invite you to do that. And along with that, if you haven't made a confession during Lent, to consider doing that. We are available every Wednesday beginning at 6 p.m., usually 6 to 7. And we have 4 priests right now during Lent, so we want to make sure everybody's confession is heard. And as well on Saturday morning, right after the 8 a.m. Mass, and we'll be there until all those confessions are heard. So as we go forth today, let's be mindful of the wonderful woman at the well, that she was willing to sort of go deeper into who she was in the light and in the eyes of Jesus. She recognizes that she needs to make some changes if she is going to be a better person, and she does that. I think all of us are invited to do that through examination of conscience, and then hopefully through the reception of the sacrament of confession. So again, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to join you in your Lenten journey, and let's pray for each other as we continue to go to the well, which is Jesus Christ.